Affirmations get a bad rep. It can feel like you're lying or making up stories or being fake. And that's why I wanted to talk about them today, because I actually think that they're really important and can be very helpful if you do them right and if you understand why you should do them. So I have a couple points I wanted to touch on here in my notes. First, I want to talk about why I think they're important, and then we'll go through a couple ways that I think they can be the most useful to you. Okay, so why are affirmations important? You may be familiar with the term negativity bias. If you're not, it just means that we humans and animals have a predisposition to weighing negative stimuli more than positive stimuli. So a negative experience impacts us harder than a positive experience. And also we tend to dwell on negative experiences way more than positive experiences. And I think there's a lot of examples that you can see probably in your own life. The example I like to use is, let's say that a coworker, or maybe not even a coworker, maybe just you have an interaction with somebody at the gas station and they say something rude or something that hurts your feelings, and they say it to you one time, but you repeat that same thing to yourself over and over and over again, and it hurts every time you do it. And the reason why we have a tendency towards the negative is so that we will remember that interaction, the things that led to that interaction or that situation, so that we can avoid it or do something differently in the future. And that in itself is not a problem, but we do have a tendency to focus on the negative and stay in negative cycles. And that's where I think affirmations come in. Affirmations help you achieve the mindset to achieve your goals or your next level. And so when I say mindset, that consists of your thoughts, your focus, and your beliefs. And affirmations can really have a positive impact here. So what I would like you to do is think of affirmations as positive brain washing, like literally like washing your brain with positivity to help neutralize the negative loops that you are already playing over and over in your head. So how do you do affirmations? There are many ways to do them. I don't think there's necessarily a wrong way to do affirmations, but I do think some techniques are better than others. So imagination is great and a very useful tool. But if you feel like you're lying to yourself, then what you're doing is first you say an affirmation that you don't believe, and then you have a thought that comes back to you that says that's a lie or that's not true. And so what you're actually affirming is your doubt about that statement. And so if you are running into this, one technique that I think works really well is to do growth-oriented or becoming type of affirmations. So for example, instead of saying I am wealthy if you feel poor or broke, then change it to I am capable of being wealthy or becoming wealthy. Another affirmation that is the becoming type or growth focused is I am becoming healthier every day, or every day I become better and better at thinking about the positive things, seeing the silver lining. Or another way of affirming that I really like comes from Hal Elrod. He wrote Miracle Morning, and it's a great book. He does really awesome, he interviews really well. He's great speaker. So if you are interested in like a solid morning routine, I think he does a great job of explaining why morning routines are important. But he has a way of setting up affirmations that are very action oriented, which I think can also be really helpful, especially if you are, again, facing a lot of negativity. For when I say negativity, like you are saying something that you want to be true, but you keep just hearing the negative confirmation from yourself. So what his formula, he has several different ways, but one formula that he has for doing affirmations is say, I am committed to blank, no matter what, there is no other option. And apply that formula to whatever the thing is that you want. I am committed to having an amazing relationship, no matter what, there is no other option. I am committed to making X amount of dollars this year, no matter what, there is no other option. And really try to say them with conviction. The more emotion that you can put into them, the better, and the more positive or determined motivation or emotions that you can connect to these affirmations is going to make them that much more meaningful. So should you say them out loud or write them or listen to affirmations? Yes to all of them. I think I have personally seen really great benefits from listening to a recording of affirmations. You can find affirmation recordings on YouTube, and some of them are going to be in I statements. So I am happy, healthy, wealthy, or they're also in you statements. So you are healthy, wealthy, etc. Just pick whatever one makes the most sense to you. I do sometimes like to prime myself before I go to sleep by listening to affirmations. I think it helps set the right tone for sleeping, and also for when I wake up the next day. So that's listening to affirmations. So there's some really cool science around speaking affirmations, and they found that when you speak in a normal talking voice, the parts of your brain that listen actually shut off, and the parts of your brain that are turned on for speaking come on. But when you whisper, the listening part of your brain actually activates. And so I think this is a great reason to whisper your affirmations to yourself, because you're saying them for you. And the best way for you to actually listen to what you're saying is to whisper them. I think it's also convenient because if you don't have a space to yourself, or you're shy or would be embarrassed if someone heard you, whispering them may work even better than saying them in a big voice. And lastly, you can write out affirmations. I really like doing this in the mornings or at night, and writing them out repeatedly can be really helpful. And even if it's something that you don't 100% feel is accurate yet, exposure to something makes you more likely to do that thing. I mean, there's a reason why people vote for the names on the ballots that they happened to see around the area, even if they don't really know what that person stands for politically. Familiarity does mean that you're going to be more inclined to lean that way. And that's another reason why affirmations and repeating the things that you want to believe, or the things that you want to keep in mind, or the framework that you want to view things, can be really helpful. So that's all I got for today, and I will see you next week. Thanks.